Next, I'm going to break down the rib.
All right, so we're taking a look at the rib. So this is going to be familiar to everyone. I mean, if anyone's ever seen the Flintstones, they're going to think of this giant, rack of ribs. There's a couple of nice cuts I'm going to harvest out of here. We're taking a look at the skirts right now. So we have our outside skirt and we have our inside skirt. So right now I'm just pulling off some of the membranes. There's going to be a lot of membranes that cover bones or that cover muscles. These are tough membranes that I'm just going to pull off. And once I pull them off, I can start getting access to my skirts here. Here I'm removing the outside skirt. It's going to be the darker, richer one. It has a more of a minerally taste, very similar to a hanger steak, a little bit more tender. This is what you're going to see for carne asada often, Brazilian barbecue. With the inside skirt, we could leave it whole, we can cut it into portions, but in general, we'll cut it across the grain, just to make it more tender, like a mechanical form of tenderization. Every time you cut across the grain, you shorten the muscle fibers to increase tenderness. So next I'm going to take off the navel. There's some cartilage that holds all this in place that go along the rib bones. So here we're just using like a basic handsaw, and it's great because you can do a lot of this with just a handsaw, a boning knife, and a table. It's really elegant using the leverage, the side of the table, the gravity helping as well. So we have our plate here, a short rib plate, and then now we have our rib.
So here's the breakdown of the rib. Now I'm going to clean these up and break them down further into the cuts you'd see at the butcher shop.
The navel, which you could smoke for beef bacon, for example, it's a pretty tough cut, so it can be braised down. Ropa vieja is a very popular dish. So just removing some of the cartilage here, and then we'll have our navel. Right now, I'm just cleaning some of the membranes off of the skirt steaks. Inside skirt and outside skirt, I want to get rid of some of the tough fascia, but I want to leave some of the fat on too, because I think some of the fat on there is nice. It doesn't have to be completely barren of fat. And then for the rib, I'm going to actually hand shine the rib here. I'm basically lining up my saw so I can get through the spine there, and I'm cutting through so I can eventually cut through the steaks by hand. And in this case, I'm going to take the chine and the feather bones all off at once. So there's going to be some lifter meat that's going to sit on the outside of the steer, so this is going to be tough. So I'm going to pull this off. And then I'm going to hand cut steaks now. Now that the chine's gone and the feather bones are gone, we're going to hand cut some nice ribeyes.
These are the final cuts from the rib. Later, I'll come back to the short rib plate and cut it down using the bandsaw.